In January 2023, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission confirmed something no parent wants to hear. A baby sleeper sold in nearly 5 million American homes has now been linked to approximately 100 infant deaths. This is the story of the Fisher-Price Rock and Play, how it was recalled once, kept killing anyway, and why it's probably still sitting in a closet, a garage sale, or a nursery near you right now. For a decade, the Rock and Play was one of the best-selling baby products in America. Sold between 2009 and 2019 for $40 to $149 at Target, Walmart, and Amazon, it promised something exhausted parents desperately wanted: a baby that would actually sleep, in an inclined seat that gently rocked, sometimes with a built-in vibration setting. Fisher-Price marketed it as a place for infants to nap safely, and millions of parents took that at face value. Because why wouldn't they? This was Fisher-Price. The brand had been in American nurseries for generations. But here's the detail almost nobody clocked at checkout. Pediatric sleep guidelines have said for years that infants should sleep flat, on their backs, on a firm surface, not inclined. The Rock and Play sat babies at roughly a 30-degree angle. Nobody explained why that mattered. Not yet. By the mid-2010s, the Rock and Play was a registry staple. Nearly 5 million units were eventually sold. And that scale is exactly why what happened next became one of the largest infant product safety failures the CPSC has ever documented. Before we go further, everything in this video is sourced directly from official CPSC recall notices, Consumer Reports published investigation, congressional correspondence, and CPSC public statements. Every document is linked in the description, so you can verify it yourself. This isn't speculation. It's the paper trail, 2011-2018 Consumer Reports. Later documented that at least 32 infant deaths occurred while babies were in a Rock and Play during this window. Most of them after the child had rolled from their back onto their stomach or side while unrestrained. April 5, 2019. Fisher-Price and the CPSC issued a joint safety warning after acknowledging 10 infant deaths since 2015. The warning said only that babies older than 3 months who could roll over shouldn't use the product. It did not pull the product from shelves. Days later, April 2019, the American Academy of Pediatrics publicly rejected that half measure. Citing Consumer Reports' independent analysis, the AAP demanded a full recall, stating the April 5th warning did not go far enough to ensure safety and protect infants. April 12, 2019. Under that pressure, Fisher-Price and the CPSC recalled all 7 million Rock and Play sleepers. At that point, the confirmed toll stood at over 30 infant deaths. This is where most coverage of this story ends. It's also where the real problem begins. Because a recall is not a magic wand. It doesn't reach into every attic, every hand-me-down box, every resale listing. And the Rock and Play kept doing what it had always done. January 2023, nearly 4 years later, the CPSC re-announced the recall, an almost unheard-of move, because the death count had roughly tripled. CPSC Chair Alexander Hohn-Sarich stated the agency now counted approximately 100 infant deaths linked to the Rock and Play, including at least 8 that occurred after the 2019 recall had already gone into effect. The CPSC didn't recall this product quietly a second time to be thorough. They did it because babies were still dying in a product that had legally not existed on shelves for years. At that same press event, CPSC Commissioner Richard Trumka Jr. was blunt. He said Fisher-Price's original recall effort was not good enough to actually get these sleepers out of homes, and that the incentives offered to return them were too weak to draw families in. The mechanism the CPSC and pediatricians pointed to again and again was simple and preventable. An unrestrained infant on an inclined surface, rolling onto its stomach or side, in a product not designed like a flat, firm sleep surface. It's the same failure mode that shows up across an entire category of products, not just this one. Quick gut check. This wasn't an isolated case. That same month, the CPSC also re-announced a recall on a second inclined sleeper, and the numbers there are almost as bad. Alongside the Rock and Play, the CPSC re-announced a recall of the Kids 2 rocking sleeper. Nearly 694,000 units sold at Walmart, Target, and online retailers. First recalled in April 2019 for the identical failure mode. By January 2023, the CPSC confirmed 15 infant deaths linked to that product, including 4 after its recall. 2 competing brands, same design flaw, same regulatory blind spot. That's not a coincidence. That's a category-wide failure that regulators only caught up to years after parents were already buying these products by the millions. Fisher-Price has stated it could not always confirm whether every reported death involved a genuine rock and play or whether the reported circumstances were fully verified, which is part of why the death toll took years and a formal reinvestigation to surface publicly. In May 2022, Congress passed the Safe Sleep for Babies Act, which made it federally illegal to manufacture, sell, or distribute inclined sleep products for infants in the United States, closing the loophole that let similar products stay on shelves even after the Rock and Play itself was pulled. But a federal ban on new sales does nothing to the millions of units already sitting in American homes. In February 2023, members of Congress sent a formal letter to Mattel, Fisher-Price's parent company, demanding answers on why recalled Rock and Play sleepers were still turning up in the secondary market. Resold online, passed between family members, donated to thrift stores, used for a second or third child years after the original recall. That's the part of this story that isn't over. The recall exists on paper. The removal from actual nurseries does not. So here's what actually matters from all of this. First, the Fisher-Price Rock and Play and the Kids 2 rocking sleeper are both recalled. And if either is anywhere in your home, attic, storage, a hand-me-down from a relative, it needs to stop being used today. Second, a recall notice doesn't remove a product from your house. You have to do that part. Third, this wasn't one bad batch or one bad year. It took a decade, an independent investigation, and public pressure from pediatricians before regulators forced real action. Go check CPSC Gov recalls right now and search any inclined sleeper, rocker, or lounger you own by model number. And talk to your pediatrician about what a genuinely safe sleep setup looks like for your child specifically, because guidance can vary by age and situation. We track every new CPSC recall in this space so you don't have to scroll through government press releases yourself. That's what subscribing here actually gets you. Drop a comment if this is the first time you're hearing the real number was closer to 100 than 30. Because the unsettling part isn't that this product failed once. It's that it kept failing for 8 more infants after everyone already knew.